The media is declaring reports on directed energy fires as false information. They only lie when they move their mouths. And sure, they want to imprison you for getting to the truth that they burned your house down, not some arsonists. Says the false prophet will make fire come down from heaven. Boy, when they get the desolation going, you have to flee for your life like they will in Jerusalem. Yes, DEW and laser weapons are being used against the American people. Print-friendly or save article as PDF. February 21st, 2019. By Makia Freeman. Contributing writer for Wake Up World. DEW, directed energy weapons, are no longer the stuff of conspiracy theory. In the last few months, the media is declaring reports on directed energy fires as false information. They only lie when they move their mouths. And sure, they want to imprison you for getting to the truth that they burned your house down, not some arsonists. People says the false prophet will make fire come down from heaven. Boy, when they get the desolation going, you have to flee for your life like they will in Jerusalem. Yes, DEW and laser weapons are being used against the American people. Print-friendly or save article as PDF. February 21st, 2019. By Makia Freeman. Contributing writer for Wake Up World. DEW, directed energy weapons, are no longer the stuff of conspiracy theory. In the last few months in the U.S., there have been a number of incidents where DEW, laser weapons, and perhaps other high-tech energy weapons have been openly deployed against the American people. Both the Santa Rosa, 2017, and Paradise, 2018, so-called wildfires in California demonstrate the fingerprints of DEW, with seemingly impossible scenarios of houses, trees, plants, and even mailboxes neatly left intact while adjacent houses and fences are completely razed to the ground. Unsurprisingly to those following the crimes of the NWO, New World Order, the deployment of these weapons is tied to the deeply sinister UN Agenda 2030. Pro_ed_display_radzone ID equals 110028. Directed energy weapons, just DEW it. One reason the NWO manipulators can get away with their crimes against humanity is that most people are downright ignorant of the true state of technology, whether it's mind control tech, HARP/ionospheric heaters/space vents, 5G, or anything else. Dr. Judy Wood was one of the first people to gain notoriety in talking about DEW, when she put forth her excellent and well-founded theory of the dustification of the Twin Towers and the 9/11 false flag operation. Wood pointed out the inexplicable lack of solid matter, concrete, steel, other metal, etc., that should have been found in abundance on the streets on New York below the WTC, but which was nowhere to be found. Where did it go? It was turned to dust. Researcher Jamie Lee, who runs Taboo and PlainTruth.info, has recently had his main YouTube channel censored. Surprise, surprise, however, he is starting a backup channel. He had many videos up exposing DEW in relation to the Paradise fires, including a video which revealed existing laser technology which dustifies metal and easily removes rust from it, while sparing the wood beneath it. DEW fires, not wildfires. Giveaway clue that DEW was used in Santa Rosa and Paradise is the way that specific homes were burnt along property lines. Some houses were untouched with fresh produce out front, or orange trees in the backyard, next to houses which were razed to the ground. These wildfires left mailboxes, plants, front yards, backyards, eucalyptus trees, and other highly flammable things untouched, while somehow neatly and perfectly targeted particular houses, neighborhoods, and areas. Are these the most selective wildfires in American history? How can one house burn to the ground while each house on either side remains completely intact? Wildfires obviously don't do this. Some people were, horribly, killed in their cars. There were reports that as many as 50,000 went missing or died. Take a look at the images below. California wildfires and UN Agenda 2030 connection. Agenda 2030, formerly Agenda 21, is the UN agenda to centralize governing power in a one-world government by taking it away from the autonomous nation-states of the world. In California, city officials are suggesting not to rebuild in burnt areas because the area is too fire-prone, all the while prohibiting the people from practicing good forest stewardship. Some have suggested that the wildfires went right through an area where an Agenda 2030 high-speed rail is planned to be built, although that may or may not be the case. Land grab. This appears to be a massive land grab. The plan is open spaces for the rulers and stack and pack micro-apartments for the masses. Yes, it's important to care for the environment, but the green movement has been hijacked. There is an ulterior motive to granting rights to inanimate objects like rocks and rivers, a trend which is happening worldwide since it is part of the NWO agenda as implemented via the UN. See it happening in New Zealand, India, and Ecuador. By granting human-like rights to non-humans, the NWO conspirators plan to thwart the decentralized sovereignty of the people, kick them off the land and force them into human habitat megalopolises. High strangeness in Louisiana and New York. Meanwhile, two incidents in Louisiana and New York respectively at the end of December 2018 may lead you to wonder what other kinds of exotic laser weapons the government possesses and deploys against its own people. In Kenyon, a small town in Louisiana, massive beams of blue light shot from the sky to set on fire and destroy buildings below. See the video footage here. These beams look like they were deliberately aimed. UFOs can be seen too. Are the UFOs causing the destruction or harvesting energy from it? Was it DEW? Finger of God plasma rays? Government or alien op? You decide. It's out of this world footage and usually something one only sees in science fiction films. A strange and destructive beam of light destroys buildings in Kenyon, Louisiana. In New York, there was a similar but not quite the same event with blue light. In the District of Queens, something turned the sky a weird blue color which emanated across the entire city. Officials say it was due to a transformer explosion at an electrical substation, which also caused local outages and grounded flights at LaGuardia Airport. However, as this footage shows, there is much more to the story. See video proof of at least one UFO fleeing the area. What was really going on here? Conclusion: DEW your homework. As the corrupt J. Edgar Hoover once said, the average person is handicapped when coming face to face with a conspiracy so monstrous he cannot believe it exists. Although he said that in regard to communism, the idea has a deeper meaning. The ordinary person finds it hard to detect it when DEW are openly used. They just believe it when the MSM says wildfire. However, it is an open fact that the U.S. government has a long history of experimenting upon its own people, e.g. the 1930s Tuskegee syphilis experiments, the 1940s Guatemalan experiments, and the 1960s CIA LSD experiments. With these recent fires in Paradise, California, the evil has sunk to new depths. There is abundant evidence the government used DEW to decimate the area, selectively destroy targets, while leaving other adjacent buildings and even forests intact, and commit mass murder. Sources: